Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking in a wet welcome to this week's Walking Wednesday. I am back on the path that I take during the rain, because it sort of minimises the damage, but not really. Also, I'd probably still have to film from this angle, because otherwise I can't see. So yeah, last week we went over the idea that during a stream of Gacha Review, that the video itself got deleted right after I did another Walking Wednesday about people deleting their gacha shows. And that was all, that was such a bizarre, like, one of a kind occasion that I thought, wow, nothing can possibly top this. 1 week later, and oh my, stuff has happened. So, normally around December time, I tend to get very stressed over a number of things. Usually that was because I used to have a lot of Christmas traditions. I mean, this is like obviously like omitting whatever year it would be, you know, with whether I had schoolwork or it's like homework over the holidays, or I don't know, job stuff nowadays, or anything, assignments. Whatever it might be, there was something that was going on, and I would have other commitments. But mainly it did come up for the YouTube side of things, because of course it did. Like back in the day, I used to do this thing every year where I would do like one collective Christmas card for everyone, because I hate doing Christmas cards. And especially because there were so many people who would do them, and I was the only person in the entire country that I was in at the time that was my age that seemed to be forced to pose the photographs and sign a bunch of cards for different people who we barely interact with, or I don't know. Some ones we did interact with actually as well, obviously. So I eventually became so tired of it that I was like, hey, I'm going to mention everyone in one collective thing, and that's going to be it. And made some songs based on that. But then afterwards, during this time, I started like adding to things. I think actually by this point I was already doing like the final countdown series, which if you don't remember, every December 31st I used to upload a song recapping the things that had happened during the year. And that was actually my first ever song on the channel, was One Final Countdown, which was made by my brother from an original beat, except I couldn't record it properly. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Can't see the umbrella, but it's been like torn now. Oh dear. How do I account for that? This way. Yeah. There we go. No. I'm gonna have to walk sideways. I guess I am. Okay. So yeah, then there was that, which I also discontinued because the songs were always getting like it was always extremely sloppy, except for the last one. They never aged well. They were always done in a rush just because it was a thing that I did, not because I honestly liked doing them towards the end. So I just unceremoniously in 2021 decided, no, I'm not doing a Final Countdown 8. That's the end of the series now. So yeah. These things have been that I started doing because I was like, well, I mean, the Christmas time, you know, it's time for like being around with family. So absolutely, that's what I should be focusing on. You know, doing all these things, and the more times I added more and more traditions, the worse they got. Except for the Aftermath parodies. The Aftermath parodies always seem to not only turn out very well, but also perform extremely well. So I had two reasons to keep those alive and well. So even though I've barely done any songs in the entire year, because I haven't felt musically inspired, then that was something that I felt like, yeah, we should do this. And of course, that's what we did this week. That's what has not been discontinued. The Kawaii-chan songs seem to have picked up the steam from last year's blunder with the Ian one, which was again a last-minute decision. The Kawaii-chan song one was actually late, because part was when I was writing it, it actually stopped working. So and the text document closed. I wasn't doing Google Doc or anything, so I lost what I'd written and I had to start again, and I was still busy with something else that was going to happen only this year. But again, we'll get to that in a moment. You've seen the title, you know we're going to get there. But yeah, since meeting KW this year and you know, realizing that she has the perfect Kawaii-chan impression, we've been using that to our best advantage, like constantly on the channel. If you haven't seen like the Lion Gate reviews or yeah. So it's a thing that we like to do now. So I thought, well, yeah, of course, this year's got to be the Kawaii-chan song, and somehow out of nowhere I was like listening back to the little Karibo Lady Gaga parodies, which I also discovered this year. And like when Joey Wheeler went "nya nya nya nya," that just kind of in the Poker Face parody, I was like, yep, this is going to be it now. Got to replace "nya nya nya" with "nya nya nya," and we're off to the races. So yeah, so I got to so I worked with KW on that, recording as Zane and Kawaii-chan, and yeah, it was once again another song involving KW that I had that I then had to produce, which, I mean, that delayed things a bit, because like the way that KW records vocals or recorded vocals in the past, like for example for the choir renditions of for We Three Kings, which came out yesterday, or the I think also almost the mythical song. Like she's usually like out of tempo from what I think, and I can't correct that because I can't tell, because Restream is always, we record with Restream and that's always delayed on my end. So, well, on her end, I mean, on all ends actually. Restream has audio delay, which only comes up when you're using it to play a track. You don't want to be in rhythm. So I usually had to like switch. She's not the only person that happens for, by the way. But I had to like go through and like micromanage the timing of all the different takes. And I salvaged all the takes because I'm not sure when and how the best takes are going to come out. And so for that reason, it takes a lot longer. KW's been involved with every single song that I've made this entire year, which is only just the past 2 months, but still. Oh dear. Towards the wind now. It feels like it may turn out to be looks like it will undoubtedly feels like a rather blustery day today. It feels, oh dear. And it's Wednesday as well, I just realised. Happy Wednesday to all the people in the 100-acre wood, which I am currently in. There you go. It all lines up. Okay, but really though. I guess I should bring up, yeah, the song came out and has been doing really well. I mean, it depends on like the year, but always releasing an Atmos song around this time, it leads a lot of the time to great results. I mean, the Travis one, which is the first AFMAP parody I did, that one, I uploaded that, and then I was on a car journey up to. We used to visit my aunt and uncle for Christmas every year, but then they moved to a smaller place, and so they can't really have guests for several days anymore. But yeah, back then that's what we were doing. That's what we did every Christmas, and yeah, during that car journey is when it picked up the speed. I just kind of released it, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know, it's gonna probably get, I don't know, maybe like 100 views or so before I check it again, because that's what my AFML, that's what some of my AFML theme videos would do, apart from Truth About Travis, which of course was the breakout star at that point. I think around that time, the Truth About Travis had about, I'm not sure actually, is it like 909,000 views? Because I remember doing the over 9,000 trope sometime. Was that 2017? I'm not sure. Either way, the point is, I tried to do like well relative to my channel at the time, but yeah, like by the time that I checked it, it had reached like 1,000 already. I was like, whoa, okay. And then I released another song the same time the following year, which I think was the Zayn song, which is now my second most popular video on this entire channel, and it has been ever since. Well, as I say, it has been ever since. It took a while to rise, but it kept on getting like constantly promoted. Then of course there's like other songs that were released at different times of the year. You know, Caitlyn, Nekoette, whatever. Dante kind of that was a collab with Vanties from the next year, and I was like, oh well. I mean, that one didn't perform as well. It's still fun to make, but oh well. What a shame. It happens sometimes. So yeah, sometimes the years, you know, they ebb and flow. But I always try to get an AFML song around this time because I know that it's going to do well, and those people are going to listen to it and enjoy it. Like, I mean, Beanie Boy is not really a fan of at the AFML stuff at all on my channel, and sort of found out that I had a channel around the time that the AFML stuff was taking off. So was not content with the direction the channel was going in at the time, from a fan perspective, let's say, and friend perspective. So, but even he actually like shared the Dante song around and was actually, you know, having a good time with it, which just goes to show. I mean, I'm a fan of people like Rustage, Dan Bull, The Stupendium, Halo CG. I've gone over this, and one of the things that all of them do is songs about, you know, different franchises. I guess like Gayblade as well from the Spanish side of things. And I mean, even like, yeah, like I don't play a lot of games, and there's a lot of songs I do about games. I used to watch a lot of JT Music. I listen to JT Music's FNAF songs, for crying out loud, and you know what I feel about that franchise. So yeah, but I guess it just shows like the power of music in a way. And yeah, considering that I haven't done a song in so long, I was like, I mean, this is. I'm getting back to the swing of things. Like after Mythical came out, the theme song for the Many Minutes of Mrs. Dysart, also featuring KW on vocals in the actual series, starting episode 3. Then after that came out, I was like, wow, I missed doing this. Like Aiden sent me a couple of beats that he wanted to try to convert into a song, and the one that Mythical's based on like really spoke to me, and I had like a vision immediately of how I want the song to go down, and I hadn't had that for some time. So then it got me thinking, like, wow, I want to get back into doing some music stuff. Like after Siren Story, I kind of just like met a lull in terms of my desire to create music, because I was creating a bunch of songs that some of which I was really happy with, and they were like the earworms that I wanted them to be within the casting. But then towards the end, as we got to Act 2, they just didn't feel, they felt rushed, because they were. Like the ending of the Siren Story musical I was not happy with at the time. Not to do with the actors, but to do with the fact that we were constantly fighting against the scheduling. I had to get them stuff super quickly because we didn't have much time to rehearse the other things. All the while I was trying to like actually finish up the script as well as direct it, and they were saying like, oh, I'm not going to be able to learn these lines, and if I don't have them like right now. And yeah, like they weren't trying to put pressure on me. It was just like the situation. They knew that they knew what all the limitations were, and I knew that I would be able to at least do something to help them. And that kind of moment just like, just kind of like, just like destroyed me for a bit. But yeah, like now I'm actually feeling, when a couple of weeks ago I was out on a walk with my parents, like we got the whole like what do you want for Christmas discussion, and out of nowhere I actually asked for a thing that I'm going to show off at some point. BB, you know what it is already because I've told you, but to everyone else I'm going to show off what that thing is next time I do a stream probably. But yeah, it's to do with music, and I might get back into the idea of just making songs and that aren't all just parodies, especially now that I'm monetized. I want to do stuff that isn't parodies as well, because yeah, that Kawaii-chan video has made me absolutely zilch. Cool. But yeah, I feel very musically inspired, which is in direct contrast with the pressure to get out to finish the choir version, which took me forever because there were so many people, and the restream limitations that I had. The wind's changed direction now. The direction that I am currently walking in, which means the umbrella is almost useless now. Great. I love when that happens. Okay, well I guess I'm going to turn back this way. No, I only have one free hand, so I can't straighten this out. This is going to be great. Okay. Yeah. So that choir version, that's what took me the longest in the thing that people want me to talk about probably, which is the Mutant Girl Christmas Special. I don't want to get too into detail about this one. Oh, the umbrella's fine again. I don't want to get too into detail about this one just yet, because I want to actually talk about it in detail on stream at one point. I haven't done streams a lot recently, which people have observed, and that was because of the Christmas special and because of the song. I was on a roll with those, and I was also on a deadline for both of those. The Kawaii-chan song was late. I normally tried for the 20th or 21st, but the Kawaii-chan song, like, it took longer because of that day delay, and then I had to go about that. And at the same time, throughout the entire month of December, there's been I've removed a lot of the stress that I used to have, which is why I talked about at the beginning. But there was one bit of added stress that I've had for the past 3 years to either ignore because of the other things, or simply because there wasn't enough time when I could get round to it. So, the Mutant Girl Christmas Special was originally written and conceived of in 2020, and we actually got some of the lines recorded from there. Some people didn't submit stuff in time, so it ended up coming to pass. So we kept that in reserve. I think the year after that, 2021, I was really trying to conclude season 2 of the Mutant Girl, like just to make because like I promised that it was going to conclude in 2021. I didn't like to have the season go on for that much longer. Like, it was already eating me up inside. Like, it's still eating me up inside now, because season 3, even with as much time as I have, still has been such an uphill battle to try and like get those out, or arrange for a moment when we actually do those, so we're not just doing other side projects or trying to start new things too. Like, a lot of that stuff is going on. I tried to prioritize other things that were more important to sort out in my life in 2023. Some of which successfully, some of which not so much. But yeah, back in 2021, still at university, still still trying to get that sorted. Christmas holidays came around, I had time to focus, and yeah. But like episodes 11 and 12 still had to come out by this point. Episode 11 made it in time for the end of 2021. But episode 12, because of that infernal scene that led to that led to, you know, it was 9 minutes long by itself, and it had to be like the whole reveal, which I've been building up to for the entire series. So I couldn't, you know, I couldn't do a half-hearted attempt. That wouldn't be right. The wind keeps changing. Yeah, it wouldn't be right, so that's not how it went down. I'm gonna go down a path. There's people walking very slowly, so I'm gonna wait here. And there's a dog as well. Cool. What was I saying? Yeah. So another thing that I had to deal with, and it got to the point where, oh, they're coming this way. All right, just move out the way. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so I moved. Yeah, so I had to do that, and then even so, that was 10 days worth of me at any possible moment trying to counteract the crashes that Vegas would have. I didn't realize at the time that, you know, the layers were what were causing all of the crashes, which is why I started pre-rendering a lot of things. But then again, I had foreground stuff. I didn't use Fire Alpaca yet, so I didn't know how to combine images. So yeah, big issues there. Yeah. So not fun at all. So yeah, got that out, and this is also the reason I didn't have enough time to prepare all of Siren Story, because those extra 10 days before university started again were the same 10 days that I could have used to finish off the musical, adapting it to stage format, and give myself more of a head start. So, needless to say, the Christmas special was never going to come out that year. Absolutely, 100% impossible. So 2022 came around, and we tried again. We tried to send out lines again for people. I didn't even try that in 2021, but 2022, we tried it again, and I think the same issue happened. Some people didn't give stuff in, or I had to find them again. Sometimes Nova actually re-recorded his bits, which I'm gonna have to apologize for, because I used the original audio because I thought, well, I'm gonna use the stuff that was recorded back in 2020 because otherwise that would just go to waste. Not thinking, of course, that the improved audio would probably be one that he'd be more satisfied with. And yeah, should have thought of that one. Or maybe I tried them both. But yeah, I can't remember what happened in 2022. But yeah, I don't know why it didn't come out that year, but it also didn't. Maybe because I was still... Nope, I don't know. Because the Atmos one was atrocious that year too. I'm not sure what was going on. But the past calendar year has been somewhat of a blur, partly through coping mechanisms, but also 2023 has been one of the worst years ever for me. Despite the fact that plenty of good things have happened, don't get me wrong. But yeah, not sure why that was. But yeah, in the end, not the time. So 3 years later, and by this point, Aiden has been pushing for this to come out for a long time. Like, he's getting desperate. Like, he's offering to do all the scenes, which wouldn't have worked out anyway. He's just being his usual very keen self, but unfortunately that has a side effect of really putting the pressure onto me, because I mean, for crying out loud, if I don't want stress in December, the Mutant Girl Christmas Special, which has been, in the back of my mind for so long, I was not looking forward to it. And certainly, I mean, despite the fact that throughout most of the month I've been working on this or managing it, I was not happy. Also because season 3 of Mutant Girl only has 2 episodes out. And the last one came out in July, also under a time constraint, because I wanted it out by the 26th for the 10th anniversary of my channel. So yeah, also, yeah, like, I don't know. It's just, so I wanted to continue with what I was doing there, because I know that in New Year is when I always start working on the remakes. And the reason I only do remakes once a year is because I don't want to just do all of these remakes and then like take the focus away from the original product. So like the actual series that's supposed to be continuing. I mean, it's the longest running gacha series of all time, and yet it doesn't run. Well, it runs very slowly, I should say. So yeah, it sits badly with me, because when I do have the time, there's always like other stuff. So, but then I realized, like, yeah, if I don't get this done now, I'm gonna get hounded by Aiden every single year. So, and it's just gonna be the things that I'm dissatisfied with. So I'm just gonna do it, whatever. So I looked up the different lines. I called in one last time because some people, I still didn't have some of the characters. Like Geneva, for example, I had to recast, which eventually resulted in this beautiful combination of some of the old cast that had sent the lines in years ago, getting to do their thing, and some of the newer people. It kind of was almost like the perfect combination for a lot of these characters, on top of having the choir number, which did end up coming out. So, I mean, more so than being glad it's done, I'm glad it's over. My mum and aunt told me that they had watched the Christmas special because they knew it was happening, because I was still working on Christmas. I was like spending time with family, but at the same time, I was going through like the last edits and such. The past few days I've been so stressed that actually my mum came to check on me several times, seeing that my behavior was irregular. Like, she noticed I wasn't doing as many streams and such, and I was just like, yeah, I know, because I'm busy. Like, she thought I was like not feeling well or something, which I guess I also wasn't, because I've been sneezing and lightheaded sometimes, but I don't know, that might be like brought on by drowsiness again. I'm not really sure. Not the sneezing, that was hay fever. But yeah, like, I'll go into like detail about like how that went down next time I do a stream. My aunt's still staying over, to my knowledge, unless she's like gone back home by now. I haven't seen her today. So as soon as I get that room back, I will stream again, and that will be the Christmas compilation people have also been waiting for. In the meantime, I guess there's other stuff that I want to catch up on, and I need to practice with one of my Christmas gifts. So lots to do. But now it's the less stressful stuff to do. So at least that's something. I'm gonna end this year the best way that I can under the circumstances. So yeah. So stay tuned for that stream, I suppose, and thank you to everyone who was there for the Christmas special. And thank you also to Prism of Voices for actually like making a song for the mod competition that was Christmas themed, so put that in the actual special. If anyone doesn't know, the Butterbutt is having a competition where you can write an original song and become a mod. We were supposed to get a video out, but BB was busy, so she hasn't had time either for this stuff. But Prism of Voice was there during the streams that we talked about it, so yeah, she got a head start. And that was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, like, as a YouTuber. You know, having someone like actually write a song, like specifically like appealing to you directly. And it's a pretty like decent song as well. I'm not gonna say like how decent it is, because obviously that's part of the competition. But hey, it was good enough to get into the Mutant Girl Christmas Special. So there you go. I know that Prism is a fan of Mutant Girl, has been for years, so, I mean, feel like that was like the best way to honor that, I would have thought. But yeah, I think that's it. That was the silver lining. The silver lining is that now everything is that now most of that stuff is over, and the December stress is quickly fading away. So, on that note, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And so, if you haven't done so already, and until next time, farewell.